In the news today for the 17th of May, 2014. This is Michael DeSilvis. I'm on Facebook.com at Michael DeSilvis. I guess you just put michaeldesilvis.facebook.com and you can see my thing. We got a neat little saying here we put up here before we get into the news segment that says this. I would like to read it to you because it's so on point, how people act and how they mistreat you. We lost a friend today, and I don't know why we did. I guess they didn't like some of the content that I have that I partner up with InfoWars. Alex Jones is my buddy, and he's a good guy all the way. I don't agree with some things, but most things he talks about, he's dead on. And a lot of people that support us and give to us as well as him agree the same. So that's why they help us. We still need $700, but I wanted to read the sign to you. I guess I could just go up to there and read it, because I can't seem to find that on my downline. But basically it says, don't feel bad when someone or people reject you, because it's usually people who cannot afford those who they reject. That's pretty much what it should say. Meaning, they don't appreciate you, so they just can't deal with you because you're too expensive for their taste. But, it's really true. But anyway, let's get to the news here. Well, of course, we know that the meat crisis is here, according to InfoWars, because it is here. See high, drastic prices on meats like pork, chicken, and meat because of all the shutting down of a lot of cattle ranches in our United States is forcing prices to go up, so the corporate coffers can actually make big profits and only give you little shoots of meat. Matter of fact, it says in the Bible that people in the last days in the Roman Empire and even Persian Empire, when they went to buy things like meat, even the richest people could not even afford a slice of beef. Well, we're going to see that happening in this time if things keep continuing to escalate at the pace that they're going. And also, what about AP Hill? Did you see that? How did you feel about that? When Alex Jones and Mr. Biggs, Sergeant Biggs, went on there, he used to be a sergeant. He's retired now, but he was a sergeant he worked over in Iraq and Afghanistan. He would escort prisoners, and the stuff that he saw there was a lot reminiscent of what he experienced and what he would have to do over there with prisoners that he would get to take to them to be tortured. He said there were all kinds of unbelievable screamings that you would hear out of there. It didn't sound right or even normal. And, these things are built to full scale. If you watch the video on Infowars.com, they're all built to full scale. They got churches, mosques, schools, hotels, you name it. But anyway, just look at that. Oh, boy, I'm telling you, it's really a riot. But, they got working traffic lights in there, stop signs, schools, even prison there. Look like prison facilities before you even get on there. So, it's really, really a hard thing though, but, it's really crazy. So, just look at that video. And, it's really sad, but, apparently when they have this training center, that's what they call it, they're really gearing up for something that really isn't good for the American people, I can tell you that. And what about the media this past week telling them in areas like, Tennessee, Georgia, and a lot of other places saying that, the policemen have tanks and they have, and they have taser rams and they have, laser guns and they have all these weapons and wearing militarized like outfits, coming out on the street saying, this is for your safety and security. And they got all these big, tanks going down the streets and all. You go to Indiana, you look down there, they got YouTube videos about that. Go down there and look at that, because they really have these tanks on the streets, no joke. Rolling through cities and all down there in Indiana. Alabama even, really, and they're arming us up against the patriots, against like the veterans coming in and the Christians and the Tea Party. That's what it says in their white papers that they sent out. Everybody thought this is crazy stuff, and it all sounds crazy. But if you go down to Indiana, if you go down there, you'll see these trucks riding out, and they say this is for your safety. And so they're getting people massaged to believe that, but really, all that's going to do is hyphen the stability to cause a war. Because when people see that and there ain't no war happening, why in the world would the government be wanting to engage something like that with the people? That's not going to make people be scared. It's just going to cause people to escalate things. I mean, that's what it's done in other countries. I mean, look what happened to Egypt when they went there to cities with tanks and things. It just escalated things. And that's what the government, that's one of the goals in the paper is to have a war with people. And a matter of fact, with all the crimes that Obama has been guilty of and what he's been accused of doing, matter of fact, he's got diplomatic immunity. I don't think a lot of people realize that. But see, all these charges he won't be pinned with because diplomatic immunity shields you from that. And so he already got that when he came into office. And the only reason why he's got that because he worked, there's evidence that he's worked in the CIA. He's also not really an American. So that's why he has diplomatic immunity too. And there's evidence that shows that he was part of the CIA during the 90s and 80s. And also shows that he's done things like that. And then that's why he has diplomatic immunity. So they figure how they can get away with this. They're going to, which is stuff I've never heard of doing in this country. That's why we all need to discuss about this calmly. But we need to have it out in the open and get it out in the open because all the stuff that's happening shouldn't be happening in our country. When someone gets impeached for something, somebody that's supposed to be an American, like Obama, is supposedly supposed to be an American. Why does he have diplomatic immunity? Another thing, if he can use that to drop all his charges, then they're saying that he may be able to get another 2 terms. I hope not. We don't need another 2 terms of him or anyone that's like him for that matter. Hillary Clinton, we don't need her either. This is crazy. It has nothing to do because she's a woman. And it has nothing to do with that. Don't even go there because it's not that. It's just what she represents. That's what it's about. And it's bad. It's just continuation of Obama. And what about this? Okay, what about Obamacare? There's nothing affordable about it. Many millions of people are losing doctors and losing their insurance and losing their plan. As a matter of fact, Medicaid has got to come up with $40 billion. I said that with a B in the next 4 years to offset taxes that were levied by the health care bill being passed. And then somehow they got to find a way to keep that solvent so they can keep Medicaid going. Otherwise, a lot of people are going to lose Medicaid if they can't find a way to afford it. And right now, they have no way to afford it. And as a result of this happening, many hospitals and other healthcare facilities in private are being shut down because of all the tough regulations that are being put in place. So there's nothing affordable about this healthcare bill at all. And that's why we all need to discuss this out and openly as a country. That's why I bring it to you. There's nothing affordable about it at all. And of course, they tell you it is. You can keep your doctor, Obama's been cited saying. You can keep your same insurance. You'll never lose it. Many more people are paying or have it, and they're paying 3 to 4 times as much what they were paying before, or they just plain out lost it altogether, or they just stopped paying it, and they just, stopped paying the payments. And that's why they lost it, because it just got too outlandish. So there's nothing affordable about the affordable healthcare. Nothing about it. And what about, and somebody's got to pay for all these servers that don't work. So that's another tax and bills too. We're going to have to pick up that tab, all of us, poor folks and middle class folks, because they're trying to get us to pay for that somehow. There's some kind of tax that they're going to levy on everybody. Oh, and in the next year or two, people that are making $250,000 or more, remember we told you there'll be new taxes being added on. Up to 7 new taxes will be added on to you to be paying more if you make over $250,000 or more a year. So be looking forward to that. Remember we said this is all because of the Affordable Care Act, and there's nothing affordable about this at all. So keep believing it's affordable because there's nothing affordable about it. So because we're all getting stuck with the bill. So, and they still don't have all the money. According to the government, they don't even have all the money to even afford to pay that. And not only that, but what tops the cake is that Congress admitted, and we have them admitted it on TV this last week or a few weeks ago, 6 months ago. There's a lady on there, Feinstein. I call her Einstein. It looks like she's got a snake. She's got a turtleneck on her neck. It looks like snakes wrapped around her neck, strangling her. She's sitting there smiling. You got to vote it before you can actually see what's in it. And who in the world in their right mind would vote a bill into office without reading it first? And if we got Congress people that are doing that, we need to get rid of that Congress and get somebody in there that does know how to read bills before they sign them or vote them in. And it was admittedly saying that that's what they did. And that's how that bill got passed. And she's sitting there laughing like a schoolgirl on drugs because she knows she's going to pay and make a lot of money off of that because she probably is, which is illegal anyway. We suck those people. She had a grin on her face like that, But, that's okay because Mr. Feinstein, Einstein, you're going to have your day in court and you're going to go to jail. That's all right. Have your fun right now in the light, but you're going to go to jail. You're going to go. It's all right. Keep on laughing. It's all right. You have your day. Don't worry. It's coming. If you don't have it today, you'll be burning in hell with Satan. That's all right. It's all right. So anyway, that's the news. That's just the tip of the iceberg of what's happened this week. For more information, go to Infowars.com. Please support us and subscribe down below. Tell people what you know. Tell us what you know, what you want to improve. Please help us out with that $700 bill because we do need it so we can stay on the air to keep bringing you this stuff from Alex Jones and also stuff from us. And, of course, we do want to say before we go, we appreciate those who are helping us. Thank you. And want to also say more about the news. The Hanover County Church Surveillance Group, we do believe that may be a Acadian group movement to help spy. They got all the preachers all in on this to spy on their congregations and on individuals in their congregations so they can report back to the government thinking that they're promised that they're going to make some money off of this. Or they probably promised that they're going to get some other tax breaks or something, which will not happen. But these people, a lot of preachers have bought into this Ponzi-like scheme. The government's more lies, gaslighting of faulty promises that they're not going to be able to deliver on, just like with health care and just like a lot of other things that they've talked about, they're not delivering on. So, don't believe the hype. Pastors and preachers, when the government approaches you and asks you if it's all right if you could participate in our program, because there's a lot more to that than what they're actually telling you. And it's not going to be good for you or for your church or for your congregation. So anyway, this is Infowars, Michael DeSilvas, Behind the Desk. We'll send you up another update. Tomorrow's my birthday, and I'll be 44 years young. See you then, another update.